Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Imagine waking up one morning to find that electricity has become cheaper than ever before. A revolutionary technology from China just made this a reality, and it's changing everything we thought was possible. Let's talk about China's floating power plants, tapping super high winds. Picture this: a football field-sized blimp floating 1,000 meters above the ground, silently harvesting electricity from winds that blow 24/7 and are several times more powerful than anything we can access on Earth's surface. No giant towers, no concrete foundations, no environmental impact, just pure energy floating down a cable from the sky. The physics behind this technology is almost too good to be true. When wind speed doubles, the energy it carries increases eightfold. Triple the speed, and you have 27 times the energy. The winds between 500 and 10,000 meters above us represent what researchers call one of the last great untapped energy sources on Earth, and they never stop blowing. China's S1500, which just completed its maiden flight in Xinjiang, is proving this isn't science fiction anymore. This 60-meter-long airborne power plant cuts material costs by 40% and reduces electricity costs by 30% compared to traditional wind turbines. According to the company, Plenix has been following their progress closely. But those numbers might just be the beginning. Traditional wind farms require massive towers, deep foundations, and can only work where the wind happens to blow on the ground. These floating power plants can relocate within hours to wherever the wind is strongest, accessing an energy source that's consistent, predictable, and vastly more powerful than anything terrestrial. The S1500 houses 12 turbine generators, each rated at 100 kW, but it's really a proof of concept for something much bigger. China systematically scaled up from the S500, generating 50 kW at 500 meters, to the S1000, 100 kW at 1,000 meters, in just 3 months. The progression suggests they're not thinking about individual units, they're thinking about fleets. Wang Hank, Chief Technology Officer at SAWES Energy Technology, hints at applications that go far beyond just making electricity cheaper. These platforms can deploy rapidly after earthquakes or floods to power emergency equipment. They can bring electricity to remote islands, desert mining operations, and anywhere traditional power infrastructure can't reach. But the real game changer might be what happens when these systems scale. Unlike solar farms that need vast amounts of land or traditional wind farms limited by geography, floating power plants could theoretically be deployed anywhere there's airspace. The sky, quite literally, becomes the limit. China isn't treating this as an experiment. This technology is a direct response to a government action plan running through 2030 that calls for large-scale high-altitude wind power development. They're not just building a few prototype blimps, they're building an entirely new energy infrastructure that floats. The question is whether this technology works anymore. China just proved it does. The question is how quickly it can scale, and what happens to energy markets when harvesting power becomes as simple as launching a balloon into the jet stream. Imagine if accessing the planet's most powerful winds became as routine as we've made solar panel installation. The sky, it turns out, has been an untapped gold mine all along. We just needed to figure out how to mine it. What this means for our future is yet to be seen, but one thing's for sure: the game of energy production has just gotten a lot more interesting.